This is how I raised $100,000 in a cab ride. Hey, I'm Lynn Graff, and I help founders create and tell great stories. I was at the early stage of my first company, and we were having troubles raising the second $100,000 infusion that we needed to hire some additional people and also build the rest of the product out. Now, my best friend asked me, hey, you want to go to this leadership conference in San Antonio? I said, sure, why not? A way to get out of my own head. So our other friend Kyle, we drove down there and went to this conference. But the conference wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be. It was kind of this manifestation and how to attract what you want to do in life. So it really wasn't, at the time for me, exactly what I wanted to see. So during one of the breaks, I was kind of moving towards the back and kind of partially paying attention. I saw this other guy, started talking to him. He seemed to have the same kind of feeling that I did about this particular conference that we were both at. So we got to chat, and then the rest of the day, during the rest of the breaks, we chatted for other things, never really talking about business or the conference, just life in general. Anyways, at the end of the day, there was a conference there was a basketball game that night in San Antonio where the Spurs were playing another NBA team. So we decided to see if we could catch a ride to the game. So we were gonna drop in a cab. That guy said, hey, we're going to the Spurs game as well. You wanna share a cab ride? Sure thing. We ended up driving to the cab ride, and this is a 15-minute cab ride. At the beginning of the cab ride, he got to meet everybody else, but then we started talking again. And he asked me this question, so what do you do? And I really didn't think about pitching, I didn't think about business. All I did was tell him a story about why we created the company, who we've gotten behind our first investment, our advisory team that we've built, the vision we wanted to create, and everything that's centered around the story of what we wanted to do. And he's like, wow, that's really cool. I might invest in that one day. And I was like, yeah, whatever. It's kind of a flippant statement. I didn't know this guy from Adam. Anyways, we get off of the game, we go our separate ways. I get a call from him a week later. He says, hey, I'm coming to Austin, let's go to dinner. We end up going to dinner, and he goes, I really loved your story and what you're doing. I want to write you a $100,000 check to back your company. I was flabbergasted. He pulled out his checkbook, read $100,000, and we had our next infusion for the company. All goes to show you, be ready with a story anytime. You never know what could happen.